forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, it's another beautiful day across central Illinois. Very comfortable temperatures and a ton of sunshine out there on this Thursday. Let's look at those temperatures with readings hanging in the mid-70s across the area, already back down to 71 in Watsika. Many areas woke up to the lower 50s this morning. It felt really good. Now, it's not going to be as cool tonight, but still pretty comfortable. We're talking about temperatures in the mid-60s at 10 p.m. with more nice weather to wrap up the week. But your weekend does have some rain in it. We'll show you when maybe dodging some of those raindrops when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
He was once a face of the race. Today, the Champaign man was arraigned for trying to have sex with a teenager.
Plus, a man died in his prison cell 1 year ago. Tonight, why his family is suing the jail over what they say officers did to him.
And Carl Hospital is hit by a hacker. What of your information could have been part of the data breach?
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. You may have heard his name before, Tom Bishop, a writer who regained his eyesight after losing nearly a third of his body weight. Today, he's accused of sex charges. The 60-year-old man from Champaign pleaded not guilty to attempted enticement of a minor. Police say he engaged in explicit text message conversations with an officer pretending to be a 15-year-old. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is live in our control room. Jamie, this is coming as a shock to many people.
A lot of people called him an inspiration. His book about weight loss was chronicled by several people and endorsed by several doctors and the CEO of Carl Hospital. We also interviewed him several times, including when he was a face of a race during our coverage of the Christie Clinic Illinois Marathon. Now he's in custody. Bishop was on an online dating app under the name of Old Not Dead. He and an undercover FBI agent sent each other sexual text messages. Bishop asked who he thought was a 15-year-old boy to send nude photos. The affidavit says they arranged a meetup for a sexual encounter, but he was arrested instead. Tonight at 6, you'll hear more about what was included in those text messages. We'll have a complete copy of the affidavit on our website. Back to you.
All right, Jamie, thank you so much. Bishop has been ordered by the court to remain detained. He can't bond out. If he's convicted, he could face 10 years to life in prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
The family of an inmate who died in the Vermilion County Jail filed a lawsuit against the county. Jamie Moore was serving time for aggravated battery. He died in his cell in August 2018. Moore is survived by 3 children, a 19-year-old girl and 2 boys. They're all part of his estate. That estate is suing 6 officers who were working at the jail at the time, saying they battered Moore and didn't get him medical treatment. The suit also says one of the officers tased Moore. It says Moore was put back into his cell without getting any medical treatment for his injuries.
They don't care. They just see him as another victim, just another waste of flesh. No, those people mean something to somebody else.
Tonight at 6, we'll tell you more about the lawsuit and what Moore's family hopes it brings for other inmates.
New details on a murder in Decatur. Daquan Klein was sentenced to 20 years for his involvement in the 2015 murder of Celsie Taylor. She was shot and killed during a robbery of her apartment. Her fiance, Brittany Wilson, was shot several times and survived. 2 others who were 16 years old at the time of the murder pleaded guilty. Darian Evans was sentenced to 45 years in 2017. Ryan O'Neill was also found guilty. He'll be sentenced next month. A 3rd person has pleaded not guilty. New tonight at 5, one group is making sure schools know how to handle physical trauma if it ever happens. The Illinois Terrorism Task Force handed out more than 7,000 Stop the Bleed kits ahead of the school year for worst-case scenarios. Each school in the state got at least one. They have tourniquets, controlled dressings, micro-shield masks, and other items needed in an emergency. Schools will get more kits after at least 5 teachers there finish training.
We have a follow-up to a story we first brought you in May. We told you a plasma donation center would be moving into a building on Kirby Avenue in Champaign. CSL Plasma Collection Centers open in the building that used to be County Market. Renovation started in May and the center opened 3 weeks ago. Staff says plasma donations can be life-saving.
We provide some money for the people who come and make the donation. But the main thing is, is helping people who need the plasma. So that's the whole idea.
The center is not far from the University of Illinois, so staff hopes to get a lot of response from the students. Carl is stepping up its email security after patient information was part of a data breach. This affects patients in the cardiology department or anyone who had surgery. Someone hacked 3 doctors' email accounts in June. Carl officials say they could have had access to names, birthdays, and medical information. They did not have access to social security numbers or financial information. There is a hotline set up for people who may have been affected. That number is at WCIA.com. A homeless shelter in Danville needs to raise $75,000 soon, or it'll be forced to cut programs.
The Danville Rescue Mission is totally donor supported. That means they don't get any help from state or federal aid, and so they're asking the community to help them stay afloat. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is here now. Courtney, they're hurting. Why now?
Yeah, well, the director said it's because this summer was busier than past years. More people stayed at the shelter, came by for meals, or asked for donations. And when they'd normally have 25 people over for a meal, instead, they'd have around 50 this summer. The rescue mission is more than just a shelter and a provider of meals. They also help people get their GEDs, recover from addictions, or find jobs. Those are services the director says help people from all walks of life.
All these people are going back into their communities. They're becoming productive members. They joining churches. They're just becoming productive members of society. And so that's the great thing about what we do. Like, we try to help people. We try to rebuild people back up.
The rescue mission does have savings they can dip into. Offutt says they have done that in the past, but they only have a limited supply. And their men's and women's shelters are both supported by their Mission thrift store as well as donations. That thrift store is also in need of supplies like furniture or other household items. Jennifer.
Hopefully people hear the story and respond.
Absolutely.
Thank you. The Rescue Mission is holding a fundraiser next month to get them closer to their goal. It'll be at the New Life Church of Faith Banquet Center in Danville. That's October 25th at 6 o'clock. Tickets are free. Donations are welcome.
Black ice shouldn't be a problem for months, but there's a different color on the road you're being asked to look out for.
And plus, it's a creature that has captured the attention of the world for centuries. Just wait until you hear what researchers say the Loch Ness Monster really is.